world. Welcome back to Not Just Candle Talk. Today we have another special guest. Chef, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for joining us today.
No problem. I want to thank you for having me on your podcast.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Always nice to have a good guest on, good conversationalist.
Yes.
Absolutely. So tell the people who you are and what you got going on.
So my name is Deshaun, but I go by the name Chef for multiple reasons. Because I am a chef, first and foremost, but also I'm an inspirational speaker, and I got a little other side hustles that I do as well, as far as I'm pushing out my Chef LaSalle's body butter as well. Also, I'm going into the merch area as well, and I'm doing my hoodies and T-shirts.
Okay.
It's representing True Life Movement, and I'm just doing a lot of things. But the one thing that I'm really focused on, I tell y'all, is my motivational speaking, the things that I put out, my positive content that I put out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So I want to talk a little bit about that, because a lot of what I'm trying to do is centered around that, because I want to push that envelope a lot more. And so that's why I say chef, because I'm a chef by trade. I got a degree in that, and I feed people. I feed them good food. But I felt like this: I'm gonna keep the name chef, and why not feed people knowledge,
Absolutely,
understanding, and all those things? Because I just feel like that's what life should be about: giving out gems and good info at any given time, and uplifting and speaking life into individuals. So that's what I do on a daily basis. I post I post a good motivational quote on my own page, which is under Deshaun Conley on Facebook, every day at 11:30. So you guys can check that out if you don't mind. And I also post daily on Instagram, which is at Chef's Corner on TikTok. My Instagram page is kind of like it's there, and that's Chef _inspiration. Chef, I don't even remember, but we'll put it out there. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I post from my Facebook page to my Instagram page. But anyway, guys, I just want to come to you today and let you know that what I'm doing is based around my inspirational speaking. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I'm doing is because I've tapped into something that I think a lot of people really need to tap into. And that's tapping into yourself, loving yourself, putting yourself first. And by no means am I telling you to be selfish, but I'm telling you to love yourself and put yourself first for multiple reasons, so you can find out exactly where you need to be in life, where you're going in life, and where you can understand life. You do that, you can help others out even better, because you understand yourself better. You know what I'm saying?
I agree, 100%.
So I'm one of those people that may have been late to the party figuring all this out, because I'm a little bit of, I ain't gonna say I'm up there in age, but trust me, I'm seasoned. Trust me, I'm not one of them, burgers you put on the grill without no salt and pepper. I definitely got that. So I appreciate being on this podcast, because it's just like me doing a video for one of the social sites. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to reach people, and I want people to understand this, right? Everything you want in life begins and starts with you. Everything you desire and want in life too begins with you.
Right.
Don't allow yourself to be in a position where you're dependent on somebody else to give you something. You depend on somebody else to have your back. You are the focal point of your life. You are the architect of your life, and you are the instructor of your life. All of that. The common denominator is you. And I just need a lot of people to understand that that's exactly what this life is about. It's about you. You know what I'm saying? And you come into a point in life to where you start to see things a little bit more clear. I'm going to just give y'all a little quick backstory on when I started to see life different. You know what I'm saying? You know, you struggle with a lot of different things, with jobs, finances, and things of that things of that matter.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't understand how to navigate because you're lacking something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my clarity of life started to come when I lost my mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was very unexpected. And I remember that day I got that call. And it was from her landlord, and told me something had happened to my mother. I won't go into too much in detail, but something had happened. And I called my brother, and he got to wherever he was at. About time everyone got to the hospital, and I got to the hospital, I wasn't able to see her because he said she was gone.
Okay.
And that was Friday the 13th. December 13, 2019.
Okay.
So what happened to me was, you know, we've been indoctrinated to believe that Friday the 13th is something bad, right?
Right.
So that's what the world has told us constantly, that it's a bad day because they depicted movies and things on that day to make us brainwashed to believe that it's something bad. But when I did, upon my research, I found out the 13th is a good day.
Yeah.
It's the day of the goddess. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
So it has nothing to do with Jason, Friday the 13th, Freddy Krueger. Has nothing to do with nothing bad. But when you do your research, you learn a lot more.
Absolutely.
But my mother triggered something in me to want to be better. The passing of her made me want to do better, feel better, you know, just get my life in order the way it should be. I already had an awakening for life, but that kind of triggered it to catapult it to where the point I'm at right now. Okay. I'm in a space where I'm not going to allow anything or anyone to stop me from what I'm doing. And somebody said, it was a guy I was listening to the other day. He was like, I kept seeing, he said, 10 years ago, I seen the number 444. And he said, every time I see that number from that point on to now, it lets me know I'm where I'm supposed to be. And when I looked up 444, it means you're where you're supposed to be.
Okay.
So you got to believe whatever position that you're in, wherever you at, you're where you're supposed to be. Don't let the world, don't let nobody, don't let friends, don't let family tell you you're not where you're supposed to be. And I feel that same way about myself and about a lot of people that I talk to and a lot of messages that I put out. You're where you're supposed to be because you're not. And if you're listening to this podcast, I want to say this. You're hearing this because you're where you're supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Listening to this. So that to me, when my mother passed, that gave me everything I needed to put myself in a great position because it made me value life, but not only value life in the sense of making sure that your relationships are in order, but never to hold something against somebody that can't change it or don't know how to change it because the trauma from their past didn't allow them to understand it to be able to, because I was holding something against her and it hurt me bad when she was no longer here because I couldn't go back and say I love you, anything like that. So anybody that's holding grudges, that's hell-bent on making somebody pay somebody for something from the past, let it go. Okay. Let it go, because when that person's no longer here, you can't correct that wrong. Okay. You can't make that right. You can't get that time back. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be better than you were the day before, and so forth and so on. Okay. So that what catapulted me to put myself in position to start to care about myself more, start to love myself more, start to make myself more accountable for things that I do and say, because life is important. Okay. In that moment, you live in that moment. Don't worry about yesterday. Don't worry about the next day. Worry about this moment that we're in right now. What are you doing right now to put yourself in the best position you possibly can? Okay. And that's what it's about for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So these videos I post on a daily basis, I'm seeing traction. I'm seeing things grow for me. I'm connected with individuals that I never thought I would. I got people reaching out to me to do this and do that. Not only that, you know what I'm saying? When you start to do your businesses, there's somebody on here that started to do business. You are the product. Sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Sell it like you would sell yourself. Tell everybody the reason why they need it, the benefits of needing it, and everything that you possibly can think of that will benefit them going forward. Okay. You can't be afraid to step out and put your foot forward, because the only thing you're missing in this process is to understand that if you don't put yourself in position to win, ain't nobody else gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can spend money, you can hire people. It don't matter, but ain't nobody gonna be better at doing what you do than you. And I think that's what a lot of us miss when we're starting our journey, either to heal, to start doing a side hustle, to start a business. You are the product. What do you do best? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's what I tell people. What do you do best? You know what I'm saying? What are some of your gifts? We all have them. We just ain't tapped into it.
Right.
Like I'm a firm believer in going within myself. And what I mean by that, I mean going within myself to find the answers to what I need. And I've been doing it for quite a while. And I've learned that all the answers I need, all the answers I could ever want is within me. Not to knock what nobody else or how everybody else see things, but that's my method of getting what I need out of life, is to go within, mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, and get exactly what I need, you know. And I'm telling you guys, Tony, and this is the other person on this end of this podcast, she don't know how much she inspired me.
I appreciate that.
We work together. You know what I'm saying? We work together. And when I seen her lead a job to do her business, it inspired me to say, damn, if she can do that. Mm-hmm. And I know how old Tony is, and we're not going to discuss that. But the fact of the matter is, that inspired me because it said at this wonderful, beautiful age that she is, she decided to take that jump and leap and to do what she needed to do. Because she wasn't happy where she was at, or she wasn't satisfied. She wanted more. And that's how you got to have. That's the type of mind you got to have. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
No problem. You got to look at everybody in your life, because everybody's going to affect it at some point. Everybody you deal with, everybody you have a conversation with, some people you talk to, I take from everybody. Mm-hmm. Whether they're young, older, it doesn't matter. Take from children. Children are the ones who can give you everything you need to know, whether you want to believe it or not. Mm-hmm. And just use it.
That's true.
Use it for your benefit. But I would say she totally inspired me, because it's like, man, while I'm sitting here not doing what I need to do, she said, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to get what I need to get.
Absolutely.
and I respect that. And there's a lot of other people that inspired me in that way. But like I said, the one thing that catapulted me to put me in a position to be where I'm at was my mother's passing. Some people look at death as a bad thing. I think it's a blessing, because it gives you an opportunity to not continue on what was going on before that person left. It's one of those things where you got to look at life and be like, what do I need to do different so this situation don't happen again? I don't want to leave my kids in a situation where they got to regret me not being here. So if you got bad relationships, you need to work on those. If you got unfinished business that you didn't have in the past, you need to work on that. Stay focused. Stay positive. Stay optimistic. Always put yourself in the same group of people who got the same thing going on, or either somebody who's in a group that got something better going on, because you want to be associated with those who are actually moving in the right direction, not the wrong direction. You know?
Yeah.
I made a video that spoke about, it's not always about matching people's energy. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes it's about protecting yours. So you got to know when to match, and you got to know when to protect your energy. Because matching somebody's energy ain't always the play, because they can be in a space where you don't want to be in. If you match that energy, you can put yourself in a bad situation. So always protect your energy when need be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I want you guys to focus on what you got going on. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that's working 9 to 5s, or that's trying to figure out the next step for them, or trying to figure out what can I do to put myself to get more income. There's a lot of things out here, right? And social media display a lot of them. And sometimes they bring you in with this hoopla, this, I can do this, I can do this. But what is the catch? They always want you to invest and put some money up and do this and do that. Then you got to wait 2, 3, 4 months to do something. If you have an ideal in your mind that you know that you can do, work on that first. Work on that first and put yourself in position. Use your mouth as the selling point. Make sure that you understand exactly what you're doing. Don't get hooked up or get hoodwinked or scammed by some of these social media people, because what they're doing is selling a product that you may not even be able to do. They make it sound easy when they tell you, focus on you. Do something that you know for a fact you can execute. It don't matter if you're not making bukus of dollars right away. That's part of the struggle. That's part of the gratification once you get to that point where you are making thousands of dollars because you worked your way to that point.
That's true.
Don't get so greedy where it's like, oh, I got to get this, because people are flashing these fancy cars and things of that nature across your face. Maybe they did work a little bit hard to get to that point, but don't fall for it, because if you don't have the money to invest in it, it ain't for you. I'm going to tell you that right now. Like, Tony, you know this guy, Mike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've seen Mike do his T-shirts. I bought a T-shirt from him, and I'm seeing him grow.
Wait a minute, Mike from where we used to work with?
Yes.
Oh, I have to get in touch with him then. We need to bring him on the podcast.
Yes, he's doing shirts. He was doing shirts. I can't remember the name. Getting to the money or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing sweaters now, and I'm seeing him grow.
Okay.
And it's like, wow. When you watch somebody and you see them with your eyes because you follow me, you support it. It's like, that's what I'm talking about. You stay, you grind, you do what you got to do.
Absolutely. And
that's what it's about. It ain't about, okay, I want to be out of this situation within a year. Everybody don't have that year span where, okay, I'm not working anymore. Sometimes it takes 2, 3 years. Well, I think people, what they get lost at is this. You've been working your whole life and you expecting a year or two to not be working. Nah, it's a grind. It's a process. Mm-hmm. So continue to work. Continue to push. It may take you 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever. Mm-hmm. However long it take you, when you get there, trust me, you're going to appreciate it, because you're going to find a way and make sure you keep it. Because that's hustle. That's the hustle and bustle about it. Because you know that I worked hard, I put in the work, and I deserve and I earned every bit of what I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's the passion that I have for me putting out these motivational videos, for me going out here pushing my body butter and things of that nature. By the way, on my TikTok shop, I got my merchandise at Chef's Corner. I got my body butter, and I got my True Life Movement T-shirts and hoodies. So y'all can check that out. Like I said, at Chef Corner on TikTok. Check me out, and go check out my videos, and go give me a follow, and go give me some likes. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just one of those things where you just got to continue to move forward and continue to do what you need to do.
Absolutely. Everything you said, I agree with, and I'm there with you. I'm so glad that you came on, because I just had this conversation. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I just had this conversation with somebody about what you're talking about.
Right.
Inspiration, being an inspiration to somebody, because you never know who you're going to touch.
Right.
You never know. Just put it out there, because somebody need to hear it. One way or the other, they need to hear it. And they might not be able to understand it at the time, but as long as they hear it, when they need to come back to it for reference, it's like, that's where I heard that from. And and that's gonna start another conversation with somebody else. And that's how you get the ball rolling in a lot of these situations. I was just telling somebody that the reason I made the podcast was to start a community, start the conversation about not just having a product and selling and making all this money, but having a safe place to come to talk about what it is to have these ideas and being a creative and the ups and downs that we go through in our daily life, try to struggle through life and being a productive entrepreneur, creative, what have you.
Right.
I mean, like this is perfect because this was the conversation today, and here you are saying it again. Like you said, some things are just meant to be, and you can't force it. It just happens. So, you say what?
You know, I think it's just like I use the analogy of weight loss, right? Because a lot of people want that instantaneous gratification. The one thing about life, you'll never get it.
No.
When you find out you are the product, you are the person that holds the key to everything. But the one thing you have to have is consistency. Consistency is key in
anything and everything.
Right. Once you get that consistency down pat, trust me, you're gonna see change. You don't have a choice. See change because the universe is gonna give you what you're asking for. It already knows.
It already knows. Want. Right. You know, my great grandmother used to, when we were little, she used to always say things, right? And one thing she used to always say, and I never understood it until I got older, was, "You are the alpha and the omega of your life." Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what? Now I understand. So when you say it begins with you, self-love, all of that is what that means. You are the alpha and the omega. Everything starts and ends with you. Wherever you want to take it, it's up to you. But you got to understand that it starts and ends with you no matter what.
Listen, you said something. You just said a mouthful when you said you are the alpha and omega. Other people call something else our mouth alpha and omega. But what I'm saying is that's a whole nother topic. But my point is this: you said your grandma said that, right?
So great grandmother. Yeah.
What we fail to realize, our elders and our ancestors know the truth about a lot of different things, but we don't listen because we've been indoctrinated to believe whatever's put before us and not do our own research and understanding of life. Mm-hmm. When life takes you in a different direction and it's out of what you've been trained to believe, try that direction and you're going to see a difference in life. Trust and believe it. Mm-hmm. When you going in a different direction and you question things, it's okay to question because This is your life you're living and you want to know the definite truth about what's going on out here. We see all this crazy stuff going on. You got to be for sure that that's for your life. You understand what I'm saying? And I wish, you know what? And that's good that you said that because I wish I had somebody in my life that was grand, to tell me some things of that nature because it would just confirm what I already know. But I already did my research and you saying that confirms what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So the thing about life is if anybody is struggling with understanding that, I say like this, don't understand that they are the person that changed their life. All you got to do is continue to research. Social media circulating around it is, if you research, you're going to see that everything points back to you. Mm-hmm. It points back to you, the person. Mm-hmm. You are in control of your happiness, your peace, your joy, your solitude. That all begins with you. All our traumas and things we dealt with in life has stopped us from believing that because we got so many people out here preaching something else or telling us something else to where we feel like we need to get it from some other person. Right. Another person should add to you, not subtract, and it shouldn't start with them. It starts with you. Mm-hmm. I look for people to add things to me, not subtract, Or I'm not looking for you to bring it because I already have it.
Right.
And that's what we need to do.
That's the key. That is the key right there. That is the key. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's the key. That was perfectly said. We can have this. We can go on with this conversation for about another hour or so, but we don't have that much time. We're gonna have to continue this one for real. What I like to do when I bring on people to the podcast is the first meet is an invitation, right? I invited you, but the second meet, I want you to come back on and say, listen, hey, put me back on because we need to finish this conversation.
We do.
So I wanted you on here just for the simple fact of your motivational speeches and things of that nature. I knew you were already doing like the hustle stuff with the products and stuff, but we need the motivational talks thrown in there as well.
No problem.
I'm gonna need you to come back on sometime in the future. You let me know when you're ready to come back on, and we're gonna move this one forward because I want to build a community on a podcast of people. We're gonna do it one at a time, right? And then we're gonna have a group session. Everybody can throw in their ideas. So that's where I'm headed with it. Right now, though, I'm going to end this session.
Okay.
And I think we gave the people enough. And so what I want to do is I'm gonna put all of your handles under the description in the podcast. So anybody want to get in contact or see what you have going on, I'm gonna put all your handles and stuff in the description.
Okay.
But again, I appreciate you coming on, and I'll talk to you the next time go around. How about that?
No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. I had something else. Did I forget that there quick?
Oh, go ahead.
So, that's perfect because we definitely can continue that conversation. I told you, when my mother passed, a whole shift of enlightenment came out of nowhere. So, and when I say out of nowhere, it was already there, but I guess she just lit the final flame, and it just torched everything to the point to where it's nagging me to get everything out. You know what I'm saying? And to look at everything skewed, and I don't mean in a bad way, but a way to where it's like, what does that mean? What does that really mean when somebody say this? What is the reason behind all of this? Why I exist the way that I do? Those questions came across the screen like you have to find all this out, and I am destined to find those things out. So, and this is the reason why I do what I do.
So how long have you said since since 2019 you started this journey?
Well, I want to say before then, but I want to say it hit home then. And that's when I say about a little bit over a year and a half ago is when I really took it serious. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I've been on TikTok for about a year now. Almost a year. It's going on a year. I have my Facebook page is a new Facebook page now. I had it over a year now. You know what I'm saying? Because the other page got hacked. So I've been posting these videos for quite a while now, you know. So, like, seriously, you know, when you put yourself in situations with people that don't agree with you or don't see things the way you see them, or they just close-minded, you got to kind of get away from that energy because it'll stunt your growth or stunt the process of you putting stuff out. So and that's what kind of happened in a sense. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I had to get away from certain energies. You know what I'm saying? I even cut my hair because you remember I had a lot of hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cut my hair because I felt it was harnessing negative energy. So I got rid of that. So it's just a lot of things that didn't happen. So, but I appreciate you. I really do appreciate you for putting me in this light. Because what I wanted to say, I'm actually starting to do lives with a friend of mine that I went to school with on TikTok, and we're starting to do them. We did one a couple weeks ago on at 6:15. We're doing them on TikTok. We're going live So we're going to try this whole TikTok thing out, and we call it thinking outside the box. Mm-hmm. That's what we're calling it, because we both think outside of the box, not inside the box. So that's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So anybody want to come watch 6:15 Chef's Corner, thinking outside the box, 6:15 on Wednesdays. That's what we're doing every Wednesday.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Well, I appreciate you again.
No problem.
And I'm going to put all of that information in the description.
Okay.
And we will talk soon.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay. You too. Thanks. Bye-bye.